Introducing this great man. We have the greats, Martin Luther King,
I was walking with him on that bridge. Now, don't forget.
Malcolm X,
Hey, when they shot him, I was right there about to run down on the ops.
Tupac,
No, I wasn't there for that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was probably somewhere off the hen dog.
Moses.
Damn, where was I with Moses? Probably off the hen dog.
Well, let me stop naming other people and name this great right here. We got Dr. Kenyatta Dunlap.
Like my man said, I go by Dr. King out of Dunlap. Usually when I'm saving a life, you probably already as far as my hobbies, you know what I'm saying, is usually, saving the day, saving the world, helping a chick that needs saving, you know what I'm saying? Also giving these chicks therapies because there'd be a lot of lost ones out here, you know what I'm saying? So just, that's me. And what you're gonna get is a lot of, laughs, a lot of jokes, a lot of realness. And sometimes you might even catch me off the hen dog. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. Enjoy the show.
So I ain't trying to hear nothing this nigga talking about. That nigga big line. Listen, the nigga learned so much I can measure it. See how big this Henny bottle is? That nigga learned. Let me show you the real Ken. But before I do that, I'm actually gonna take this shot. Nigga grabbed Henny and didn't drink nothing. He was talking. He's a fraud. I don't know why I'm even friends with this man. He better figure that shit out. Look, man, it's your boy Mike Tru. Glad that you tuned in to the Stand On It podcast. We're gonna give it to you real uncut. So the first thing I'm gonna say for sure is that I'm a Monopoly collector. I love Monopoly. I love walks on the beach. I love those good vibes always. I occasionally play ping pong within my own household because outside scares me. And also, I am the reigning drunk Uno champ of the last decade. I've never lost a match ever, and I will never lose one. I stand on that. Besides that, enjoy.
Drunk Uno champion, right? Yeah, all right. Nigga still must be off the hen dog. I got this clip for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what this nigga really be doing during the game. Check this out.
Yeah, nigga, you done. Nigga, draw four, nigga. Uno, nigga, yellow. Uno out, nigga.
No,
Take them
nigga,
shots,
I
bro.
feel like you cheated.
I
For
never.
real,
I
feel like
stand
you
on
cheated.
that. I
I feel like
stand
you
on that,
cheated.
bro. You tripping?
No, you don't
You
stand on
tripping?
that. I feel like
Take
you
them
cheated.
shots, bro.
I'll
Take
do
them
this shot.
shots.
You gotta do it with me though.
Yeah,
You
take
gotta
them
do it
shots.
with me.
I ain't never been scared, bro.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, all right. Come
Yeah,
on,
all
pour
right.
them up. Pour them
All right.
up.
3 hours later.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high.
Hey,
And we back with another one.
another one. Well, it's technically the first
This is
one.
technically the first one.
Man,
No, we gave y'all a little clip a couple, like, I think it was about a month ago. About a month
that
ago.
was just some fool around with
Yeah,
some
just
stuff
fool
type
around.
vibes. So.
But this really like the first breakthrough episode. So shout outs to everybody and all the local listeners. Shoot,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate it. So we're gonna recap last week first off. It was my boy's G Day.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir. 26, man. I'm getting old.
Dirt, man.
Yeah.
So he about to be my age soon enough.
Soon enough, man. But
So,
it was a good weekend, man. Had some people come from out of town. We kicked it. Did our 1-2 usual, man. Like don't nobody kick it like us, man. Don't
nobody
know.
kick it like us.
Wherever we go, bro, the vibes go with us, man. So it was a real enjoyable weekend. Um, Shoot, this work week been cool. I graduate tomorrow,
Yes,
so
sir.
you
Big
know
medical assistant, man. Big
things
boy.
things starting to look up, man. So
That's the thing, man. You got to surround yourself with people that inspire you to do better, and they
hmm
doing better for themselves as well. So that's what we on with this podcast. You know, we always bring the energy and things like that. So today we about to just test run some things with y'all. First episode. Please make sure y'all share, like, comment, all that good stuff.
subscribe too, cause the
Subscribe,
YouTube, man.
please.
Please subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Like even if you just watch a video and you ain't gonna plan on watching this again, which we hope not. Subscribe, bro.
Man.
Subscribe.
Stand on that one time for the culture.
Please
Stand on that.
don't switch up.
So, with that being said, we're gonna throw y'all some clips moving forward. How we just living. We do plan on doing live interviews and things like that in the future. Coming out the bars or wherever the heck we coming from.
And this tribal guy right here, so you already know we're gonna be giving you some out of town. We got some stuff cooking up.
We got some stuff cooking up for real.
We gonna show y'all we really people of the public, like we really for the people. So like we gonna be doing interviews, like he said. We gonna be doing just random questions, just asking people outside day to day at the mall. Like it's gonna be fun, bro. We want y'all to be a part of every journey.
Amen. We big on supporting local business. So you know you got a business, let us know. We'll try to support. You know, any support is good support. So please tap in, shout us out too. And you know,
shout out always. You know, because we gonna show love and it's always gonna be genuine. And we don't do things expecting something back, but it is nice when you get that love back, though.
For sure. It's always on the flow. So with that being said, we're gonna go to our first topic.
True. Is alcoholism a choice or an addiction? We're gonna shoot straight to the point. Like, what you feel about that?
So I'm gonna give y'all a little background story. So last week, you know, turning up with my boy, my brother. My brother only wanted me to last the whole week. Just last the whole week, Mike. Friday night, going crazy. Saturday night is supposed to be a party at the house. It was a party at the house. But by the time we got back to the crib, I had another shot of Henny. I think it was Henny I took. Down for the count, man. And like my one friend that told me when she pulled up, she texted me, it's like, I said, how bad did it look when I was on the couch dead? She said I looked like a decomposed body. So, you know, I didn't get to bring in the G-Day with my brother. But he still had a good time. And shout out to everybody that pulled up for the game night. More to come. If anybody's ever interested in coming and turn up with us, let us know, man. As long as you bring good vibes, it's always on the flow.
So yeah, what you feel about that? Do you feel like alcoholism is a choice, or do you feel like it's an addiction?
So I actually looked it up a little bit, and from what I read, it's actually a disease.
Okay.
So for me though, for a person that drinks a lot, I always feel like it is a choice. But we all know people that drink so much, and it's not so much about the heavy drinking, but what it does to you more often than not. So my thought process is I think it is more of a disease than choice, but I always feel like it's a choice to drink. But real talk, if somebody put a bottle in front of me, it's never a chance where I'm not going to be like, nah. So maybe I have a disease for all I know. I don't know, but the reason why we're bringing up the topic is, you know, just make sure when you are having fun and things like that, that you try to do things in moderation because you never know what might happen at the end of the day. So you want to be cognizant of things. I've in the past I've had a DUI before, and you know things like that can really put a strain on your life for a minute. So, you know, as much as you want to have fun and things like that, you always have to be aware that whatever you do can have a reaction to your life, but also the people around you. So, like I said, I think it is a disease, but we always have a choice to drink or not.
Okay.
You know?
And I definitely could see your viewpoint on that. The way I always looked at it too is like, sometimes it can be ingrained in you. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's in your family, alcoholism, and you know is in your family, it could really affect you. And I also feel like it's a choice, but I feel like that choice can lead to disease. You know what I'm saying? Anything you overindulge in can turn into that. You know what I'm saying? To where you have that kind of like addiction to where you need it because your body starts to become reliant on it. But as Mike brought it, like everything is choice. You know what I'm saying? And the beauty in this situation too that I wanted to touch on is when you got real friends in your corner, a real friend should never be scared to talk to you or critique you or yo, like bro, like maybe you did a little too much. Like if you scared to talk to your friend or talk to your brother because you scared of them like leaving your life over something. If you can't be real with your people, then it's they really your people.
Right. And are you really real with yourself at the end of the day too?
Yeah.
So
Because you can't say you love somebody and not look out for them. You know what I'm saying? When that time coming, sometimes that may be hard conversations. Sometimes that may be agreeing to disagree. But if that's your friend, you always supposed to have your friend's best interest at heart.
so let me ask you this. So say your friend is a continual alcoholic, and I'm not talking when it's just y'all at the house or something like that. That's different when you're inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
But publicly, it's been 8 years and they're still doing the same thing they've done.
You saying
For the
how would I move about
how
that?
would you do you cut the friend off because not cut them off, but the fact that they're not really listening to you, do you think they really respect you as a friend because they're not listening? Like, what do you do with that friend? I mean, you're gonna
Some
always be on their case and try to help them do better, but sometimes when stuff is too bad, it starts to harm you.
yeah, and like I didn't definitely had this talk before, and my viewpoint has changed over the years. But where I'm at with it now is if that was to come up, and I'm dealing with a person who's constantly doing it after we done had talks, well, I'm still gonna keep that friend because loyalty is hard to find.
Right.
But also, I'm not gonna sit up there and watch my friend self destruct. So I'm gonna carry myself different when I'm around my friend. I may only I may just do juice around my friend, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna watch my friend self destruct, and I'm not gonna aid in that self destruction. If I see it and he starts to that person or he or she starts to get too wild or out of control, like sometimes you gotta remove yourself to protect that relationship because that person may not be in that state of mind to be like they want the help. So it's just like once you know that, it's on you to make that choice. And I've had to make that choice before, and I've had to cut people off. And sometimes the relationship was worth, staying there for and being there for. It's all about what that person show you.
That's true, and I think when you go down the line and that person eventually, because we always hope that the person eventually comes back to their senses with
Hmm.
things like that,
Hmm.
that then they'll conversate, they'll reach out to you and be like, you know what, I appreciate what you did
Yeah.
years ago. You had to cut me off, and yeah, I felt my type of way at the time,
Hmm.
but now I understand. It's just like growing up when you used to get whoopings. Like at the time, like, why are you whooping me though? I
Yeah.
might have messed up, but why are you
Yeah.
whooping me? And then the older you get, you be like, dang, I needed them whoopings because
Hmm.
I never got. If I didn't get the discipline, I would have kept doing what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So even with alcohol and things like that, sometimes you got to cut off a friend.
I mean, sometimes you got to. And, and it ain't always because we use the word cut off.
Right.
Sometimes cutting off just mean I'm feeding you with that long wooden spoon. Like
Exactly.
I'm still there for you. I'm still there when you need me and when you need to call. But when it come to that, it's finito. Like I'm not there for that. Because a friend is truly, even when it come to relationships, but more so friendships, that's where it starts. Friendships is supposed to build you up. So if I'm no longer getting growth from this situation, all I could do is hope you grow with me. I'm never gonna leave my brother behind. Like none of my like nobody,
For
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? But I'm gonna always pick my brother up and try to carry him with me. And sometimes I may not be able to. And when I say brother, I'm talking about like sisters too. Like I'm just saying like
Right. Right.
my family, like the ones I care about. Like I'm gonna try to pick them up. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can't always pick them up. So sometimes you gotta, watch from a distance until they ready to take that hand.
Exactly.
And that's with anything, you know what I'm saying? We just talking about, alcohol, shoot, it's people out here with addictions to and diseases to
Everything.
everything, you know
Everything.
what I'm
Yeah, for
saying?
sure.
Like, so what we talking about don't just go for the drinking, it go for just addiction and disease, period.
Right.
Everybody going through something.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's such a wide. It start off as a small topic, but that topic that tree branch we could be here for
We
hours,
could be here for
for
hours.
hours, for
But
hours.
one thing we want to make sure that everybody realize if any of your peoples or even somebody you don't know is going through something, reach out, man.
Yeah.
Try to encourage them the best way you can. I know one thing about me. When I'm in the streets just chilling, I might meet a person. I'm really quick to be like, hey, how you doing today? You know, it's good seeing you today. I don't know the people, and they be like, man, that made my day. Because a lot of people, you'll be surprised, you don't know what they fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Ken, my brother, so me and Ken talk every day, so it's a little different with Ken. But when you talk to somebody else and you just engage them and show that interest, you'll be surprised what you find out. And it's not about the information, but it's like we live in a world that's so negative.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
if we can all spread positivity, it'll make everything move better. Now, granted, we ain't perfect. We have our days when we upset and mad
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. But we can always make the world better by just being positive and just being open to having a listening ear.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes that's what people need, man.
And not listening ears, just like being open to dialogue, different ways of life, different viewpoints. When you close yourself off and you have a closed-minded mentality, you block yourself from so many different, blessings, avenues of life, so many different ways of thinking. And he touched on the topic too, like when you talk to that person and you reach out to that person, you may not always get the best response or the response you're looking for. Because, like I said earlier, a person may not be ready to change.
Right.
But what you can say is, at least you tried.
At least you tried.
At least you didn't stand there and watch and then do nothing, which is what a lot of people do.
Right.
You see somebody getting shot, the first thing somebody do is pull out their phone. When you with your peoples and you with your family, it's about, like really protecting and building up. Because like he said, we live in a negative world where everywhere you go, somebody trying to tear you down. So you may not always get the response you're looking for, but as long as you approach everything rooted in love, man, that's all you could do, man.
Exactly.
That's all you could do.
We don't want to live in a shoulda, woulda, coulda world when we can actually do something now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like when we have deaths. Dang, man, I should have reached out more. Yeah. I mean, right now we can, like I say, it don't take much. It could be a hi. It could be a what you doing text. You know what I'm saying? Just try to engage when you can.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, for y'all, is alcoholism,
Yeah, alcoholism.
is it a choice or is it a disease or is it both?
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to know your thoughts about that in the comments. And with that being said, we're going to move on to the second topic.
And shoot, the second topic is it's another straight shooter to the point, and it's at what point do we stop using childhood trauma as an excuse? And when I say excuse, for instance, when a woman asks why you don't want to be with me, the first thing I've been heartbroken before, or my childhood trauma, and nobody love me, or I don't trust, or I do this. You always blaming your childhood trauma on situations where you supposed to be an adult, but you're not acting like one. And the reason that came up is because that was me. A lot of times I can't commit because every woman been snatched from me and my mom died, or I can't do this because I'm depressed and I'm sad and I was abused as a kid. I mean, at what point do you look in the mirror and say, yo, I know right from wrong? You know what I'm saying? That don't give me a right to hurt people because I've been hurt in the past or because, something that happened to me so traumatic. At some point, or at what point do you grow out of that?
Right.
At what point do you say, all right, that's what it was, you deal with it, and become better for it?
Right.
At what point do we stop looking back? Because if you keep looking back, how you going to go forward?
You're right.
So,
I had a similar situation with my mom. I didn't grow up with my mom. My mom lived in Elyria, and I lived in Cleveland, and I stayed with my dad. So, going up there, I used to go visit my family, but all the time I wouldn't see my mother. So for me, it's kind of like you supposed to be my mom, but it seemed like when I came up, you didn't really prioritize me.
really?
She was getting money. I ain't gonna lie, she was getting money though, like drugs, all that. She was getting money, but she told me and taught me like a person that values money more than they own child. And granted, it took me until like I was like 24, 25 ish to get out of that phase. And I'm 31 now. I'm 32. I'm 31 now. For now. And it took me that long to get out that phase. But like he was saying, like Ken was saying, in order to really grow, you gotta stop looking in the past because it's always gonna stunt your growth. And then low key, you always find like minded people like you. So then I'm surrounding myself with people that have that same trauma. So then they trauma is my trauma, which means I'm moving backwards double. Like it's a negative, double negative effect.
Mm-hmm.
So like, granted, we're not saying you're human at the end of the day. You have feelings. You got
Yes,
all that
you
stuff.
do. You do.
We, we're all human. But at the same time, this road is cold, and to make it, you got to put your best foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you got going on, if you can reach out to that person, maybe depending on what the circumstances are,
Mm-hmm.
because certain traumas are different than other traumas, and sometimes you can't face that person ever again.
So let me ask you. Sorry to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
If a person in a in a situationship,
Mm-hmm.
and that woman keep on asking, why won't you commit? Why won't you commit? You keep on using these traumas, or why you beat her, or why you do that. At what age or around at what time does that just not become acceptable anymore? I mean, in your early 20s, you trying to figure it out.
Try to figure it out.
That teenage years, you young and immature. But
Mm-hmm.
doing that shit in your 30s and in your 40s and your 50s, and I'm only speaking on what I've seen with my own eyes. It's like, at what point do you take them shackles off your back?
Well, you know what
And I'm just asking,
okay,
like,
so I feel like age is nothing but a number
okay, so it's
because
not an age limit
it
on
ain't
it.
an age limit
Okay,
because some people grow up mature, they become grown at a young age
okay.
and they know how to finesse through life like
Mm-hmm.
real simple and
Mm-hmm.
real easy. I feel like that's how I was raised. I was taught to be an adult early,
Mm-hmm.
but then you have people that is not the same case. My word of advice to everybody always is just know your worth. So say you are in a situationship, know your worth. One thing I will say, and this is off topic, but it's still on the topic. A lot of women I know a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Excuse.
women stay in situations because they feel like they can save that person.
Mm-hmm.
They can eventually they can make that guy turn into something that they're not
Mm-hmm.
because their trauma is so embedded in them that they feel like they'll never change, but I can be the person that changed that.
Right.
I've been seeing situationships for 10 years, 5 years, and people haven't been happy 5, 10 years. They're looking off the potential of a person. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool and all, but ladies, and I'm saying this more for the ladies than the guys. The guys go through it too, but you ladies, know your worth, man. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't know your worth, the nigga ain't gonna know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't never put your foot down, you gonna be it's gonna be the ever you put it in the washing machine. You just gonna keep spinning. You ain't going nowhere. You just
And
gonna
that's
keep doing the same thing.
and that's just like, as humans, we attracted to fixing things. We love fixing things, and I'm gonna speak for the fellas and the ladies. Like, we have to, as a society and as humans, we have to stop being attracted to projects, things that we could build. We have to stop being um, so open to trying to fix somebody's traumatic experience. Because while you fixing that person, so many times you see people get lost in fixing that person.
Mm-hmm.
You wrap your whole everything off the potential of, if we could just get past this. But it goes back almost to the alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help that person unless they're ready to get help.
Mm-hmm.
You could fix that person, you could cook that person home cooked meals, you could love on them all you want, but if they not right up here, you forever in that loop.
Exactly.
If you talking to them about therapy, and they snarking you up, if you're really trying to make them better and they snarking you up, at what point do you look in the mirror and say, damn, enough is enough?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't build, like, we got to stop looking at ourselves as building blocks, because that's all we become. You are building block to help him or her get to the next relationship. So when he say you got to have more self-worth, you really do, because he's just stepping on you, and you're growing him, you're maturing him or her to be better for the next. So you put all this work in 5-10 years
and then go to the
just to see that for the next.
the next.
And what did you get out of that? What growth did you get? What help did you get? You wasted 10 years of your life.
You did this the whole time.
You wasted 10
you
years.
built him up. You did this the whole time.
And so it's just like sometimes you gotta choose self. And that's really what I'm starting to see about this whole topic is it's everything is choice.
Everything is choice.
But also choice can turn traumatic.
It can. And you know what? It's funny that you said it. So it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't type thing. Everything in life is based on choices. Because sometimes the principal way of doing things is not the way of doing things.
Almost like in the medical field. A woman can go and become an RN, and RN school is the hardest shit in the world.
Right.
She do RN school. I can't tell you how many countless RNs tell me, bro, I don't do nothing I learn. Mm-hmm. So it's just like you could be doing all this, and it's still though, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's just not. So it's like with all that being said, everything comes as a choice, but know that you got to accept what those choices come with. And if you can, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and live with them, but don't waste years of your life on a choice.
Exactly. Choose what's most beneficial for you. Because at the end of the day, you only got you until you find a person that really does balance you out. And somebody you don't have to question. And a lot of people don't find that. You know what I'm saying? For the people that are still looking, keep looking, but know your worth. Just know your worth. That's all we ask at the end of the day.
I mean, so at the end of the day, to really close that second topic out, like Mike said, there's really no age limit on it. You know, when it comes to a person realizing they need to stop using their childhood trauma, but it's also about what you can do. You don't have to endure that. So it's not only no age limit, and me personally, I do feel like it come a time where you do have to stop using that because it come a time where you didn't experience so much life on your own, where it's just like now you can make your own rational thinking. Like when you 30 and you 40, like you don't want to still be dwelling on, you know what I'm saying, stuff that happened when you was 10. Although it's traumatic because people go through rape, people go through that. So I don't want to discredit nobody who going through traumatic situations. I'm not telling you to forget your trauma, but don't take that out on other people who really love you and trying to be there for you. That trauma doesn't, that's how I'm going to close it out. Trauma doesn't give you the right to be a dick.
Exactly.
Simple, plain put, just to be honest with you, trauma don't give you that right. Trauma give you that right maybe to ask for help and for people to be there for you, but don't crap on the ones that's in your corner.
Exactly.
So
and land on a more funny note, if you know me, I say two things all the time. Me and Ken, you better fight back. You better figure
it out. Yep.
For real, figure it out, man. No matter what it takes, figure it out.
It's real life out here, bro. But on a lighter note, you know, we just knocked out two serious topics. On a lighter note, Cavs in the playoffs.
Listen, the city about to be dumb lit.
The city about to be dumb lit. Watch parties is back.
Listen, catch us downtown.
For sure. The content for the watch parties will be in effect. So you catch us downtown, yo, please hop in the video. Please jump in. It's some fun coming, man. Who you got winning the series, man? What you think we about to look like?
Cavs and 6, man.
Cavs and 6?
Cavs and 6.
Okay, all right. I think I might. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not calling out the Cavs, but I respect New York. I think Cavs and 7. I do think Don gonna go off. I think Don gonna show some special moments in these playoffs. I'm really excited for the Western Conference too, man. Like every matchup is it's superstars. It's wild. It's really the wild west over there.
And so, you know, it's funny. Everybody down the Kings. They're the third seed, but they got no defense. So
I remember you back in the DeMarcus Cousins days, man. Before you know what I'm saying?
Cousins, man.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna say his name, but the person who I'm thinking about, you. Shout out to you, man.
Your boy Dame Dollar, man. He sat him for the season, man. He needs to get up out of there, bro.
No.
You want him to stay?
He rapped the other day to
I
Never
heard.
Hell beat.
Okay.
He said F the Lakers.
Oh, really?
He said F the Lakers. He said he just, if anything else, I'ma just lead by example on how to play the game. So it sounds like he about to just galvanize his troops and try to fight again next year. And for people that don't know, I'm a Blazers fan. Cavs always, but I'm a Blazers fan. Damian Lillard's my favorite player. So wherever he go, wherever the Blazers play at, is always on the floor with me. I'm gonna always support them.
So be honest and look in the camera. Do he get a ring before he retires?
No, he don't.
So is he Charles Barkley or is he more respected than Charles?
He's more respected. Oh no, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say he's more respected. Charles is a dog, but the human Charles, like the personality,
Day to day.
yeah, like Dame is definitely better than him.
Okay.
Definitely better than him. He gonna have a career like T Mac. He's gonna have a better career than T Mac, but he's gonna have that no championship, but one of the greatest of all time. But he never got injured like T Mac.
Okay.
So
So this is the first time in a long time where we really don't know who is gonna win or make it to the finals or win the whole thing. So looking at the landscape, who you got?
all right, so I got Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee
Ooh,
going,
okay.
and I got them playing. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna be the person that go out on a limb. Well, I hate the limb because everybody got the Suns going, but I don't want to choose the Suns, so I'm gonna choose the Nuggets.
I like that.
I'm gonna choose the Nuggets. No, forget all that. It's gonna be Suns versus the Bucks. Let me stop
Suns,
playing.
Bucks.
Suns Bucks, man. Let me stop playing. Forget the homer stuff, bro. Even though I had Golden State at the beginning of the year, I did have Golden State going.
Y'all gonna clown me. I got Lakers versus Boston classic.
Mm.
I think the storyline is set up for Bron to get his fifth. Very unexpected. Underdog might have to be in the play in. But I mean that team just been looking really good. I don't like the Warriors on the road. When it comes to defense, Jokic he not really like that on defense. Grizzlies too young. So it's like I really do. The only thing I really see getting in their way is the Suns, but it's like can KD stay healthy on that foot? Can Devin Booker stay healthy? Every playoff, Chris Paul is injured, so it's like I want to root for them, but they show the pattern of always getting injured. Now it is a team I'm scared of. They're not in the play in right now, but if the Mavericks get in the play in with Kyrie and Luka, they may not have no defense, but they could outscore. They could outscore a lot of people, bro.
They could.
And as far as the East, man, I got Cavs making it to the second round, lose to Boston, then Boston handle their business.
Yeah, I got Cavs losing in the second round. So.
Yeah, so
but hey, it's up for us.
it's up, man.
We like the second youngest team in the NBA?
Yeah, second youngest team.
Now, listen, forget what people be talking about. I hear about Embiid, Jokic, Giannis. People gonna have to put respect on Donovan Mitchell's name.
Yep, 440-point games straight. Like he really liked that.
He really liked that.
It's a reason D Wade went over there to him and was like, "I'm gonna go."
Yeah, they said that he might be the best guard in the East.
I don't see no lies. I mean, because people try to compare him to the closest thing they compare him to is Jaylen Brown, but he averaged so much more.
Yeah,
that's why they talking about Jaylen Brown going to Houston on some James Harden type stuff to go lead his own team. I actually like the idea of that. Because I feel like he got that. I feel like Jalen got that dog in him that Tatum don't. Like I feel like Tatum got that. He more LeBron-esque. Where I know he loved Kobe. He say he loved Kobe, but Brown really don't. He don't care. He a nigga for real. You might see that nigga slanging on the corner, bro. He really come like that on the court, like aggression, all that. So Bucks I like. I really like the 76ers, man, but it's just James Harden, man. Every time he get there,
that playoff part ain't the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. So I love what Embiid doing. He my pick for MVP. Jokic done won it too many times. He ain't really Embiid like that. Embiid doing crossover shooting fadeaways like he in a gym with Harden. Like,
my MVP pick is actually Giannis, only because I feel like Embiid didn't play enough games this year.
I get it. That's why they put that cap on it. 65 next year. You gotta have 65 games again.
Besides that, boy been killing.
Yeah.
You can't stop him. You can't check him.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at with it. And for the record, hey, go Browns.
Steeler Nation. So on game day, you're gonna see a lot of Steeler Nation.
Watch your mouth.
Steeler Nation. You know the vibes. We don't duck no smoke. 6 Super Bowls.
Hey, put 10 on it right now. Y'all gotta have a better record than us next year.
I put my life on that. Nigga, shoot
You
me
want
dead,
something? All
nigga.
right, you better stand on
Yeah,
that. You better stand
I
on that.
do.
I swear to
I
God.
do. Steeler Nation, bro.
Oh, and a serious note too. Man.
Oh yeah, go to
No
Indians,
Indians.
man.
We
Off
got the
to a
youngest
great
team in
start.
the MLB.
Off to a great start. 5-2.
We got them dogs. We
Yeah.
got them dogs over here.
We gotta go to a game. We
Soon.
definitely gotta go to a
Do
game.
that. And we gotta do a little potting afterwards.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
So with that being said, man, this is our first episode. Thank you everybody for tuning in, man.
Yes.
Shout out to my brother for being so real and vulnerable on the first episode, man. So that was just a taste. I know y'all probably came here thinking it was just gonna be us wild and spooky season and all that, but it's just like, no, we real people who live real lives, and we gonna bring people in here who live real lives. So like, and have real dialogue and real conversation. Yeah, we laugh, yeah, we joke, but we get serious too, and you're gonna see that, man. So thank you for listening. Thank you for staying to the end, man.
Yeah.
Look, man, next episode coming soon. What, 2 weeks? 2 weeks, 1 week?
We'll give it about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
So, man, stay tuned, man. We're going to come to you with some more, man. Thank you. Stay blessed. Stay safe. We out of here. Perfect.
Delvante.